Hello, everyone. This is Tawana, and I just watched an episode of Iyanla Fix My Life, and it was about the dysfunctional sisterhood. Let me, let me just break this down. First of all, the sister was Barbara Geneva and Geneva's daughter Antoinette. And it was, long story short, it was an episode about how one sister picked another sister to come live with her, and in the process of her living with her, the boyfriend raped her or whatever, and she ended up with a baby, who then turned around, had a daughter who was raped and had a baby. Okay. This is crazy because things like this irritate me and frustrate me and make me very angry. And I tell you why. I get everybody has a past, and I get that everybody has been hurt. And when you haven't effectively dealt with the issues that are going on in your life, you inherently repeat those things. And so then what ends up happening is the people that you are trying to help end up being hurt, and then the process just keeps going and going and going. In this particular story, Barbara was the sister who was given away by her paternal mother to her great aunt and great uncle. And somewhere in that relationship with them, she was molested or touched by one of her cousins. And so when she told that, he was doing these things to her, the mother, which was the great aunt, proceeded to tell her, that's not true. You're lying. Or, you shouldn't tell nobody that happened because this or that or whatever is going to happen. So now this young child, or however old she was, grows up, gets a little older. And now, because those things, those feelings don't go away, experiences don't die. If they're never dealt with, especially when they're negative ones, if they're never dealt with, then you just keep it in, you hold on to it, you internalize it in whatever negative, destructive way you can. And then she moves out on her own and decides she wants the younger sister, Geneva, at the time, to come and live with her. And so in the process of her having her sister come and live with her, she has this boyfriend who ends up sleeping with the sister, whether he raped her, whether he did whatever he did. The point is, he fathered two of the younger sister's children under the household of the older sister, Barbara. This is crazy. This is insane. Because let me tell you what, let me just tell you, first of all, I don't care what type of life you've led. If you throw yourself out there and call yourself a helper, and you go and bring someone into your household, you are, by right, who's right, I don't know, but by right, you are responsible for that person. No matter how messed up they come to you, no matter how great they are, whatever, you are responsible for their safe, health, and well-being. And if you don't do anything to keep them safe and protected, I don't care what world you live in, you are wrong and you are responsible for it. I have a daughter of my own, and I'm responsible for her care and well-being. So whoever is in my house or whoever I bring into my house, it's my job and my responsibility to make sure that she is okay. It is not her job to do that. It is not her job to be the adult and to be the know-all and the think-all and say, oh, well, this isn't a good situation or whatever. No, it's my job to make that decision before it even happens. And it's my job to even, let's just say, I do trust the boyfriend, the husband, the cousin, the friend, whoever. It's still my job to check in on the weaker one, the younger one. It's my job to do that. And that did not happen in this relationship with those two sisters. This woman just felt that she was the boss. She was the older sister. She was brought up in this, good family. And she was going to let her know how she should live. And according to her, the younger sister Geneva was already pregnant when she came to live with her. So in her mind, she had already wrote her off anyway. And, she just felt like, I call it Captain Save-A-Ho. She thought she was saving this young hoe from the self-destruction when all she really did was enhanced her experience. The boyfriend sleeping with her, whether you knew, the back and forth issue was, no, she didn't tell me, no, he didn't really do that, blah, blah, blah. The reality is your boyfriend fathered two of your sister's children while she was living under your roof. But what you don't understand, it didn't matter that it was her boyfriend. It could have been any man. It could have been any man. The point is, this older sister didn't make it her business to care what was going on. She was too busy doing her thing. She thought, well, I let you come and live with me. What else do you want? But see, that's the problem. You thought just by moving her from one location to another location, that was going to solve her problem because you were providing the good life for her. But the reality is you never worked on your problem. Let's start there, so that you can then turn around and help her with her problem. And so now you just put this young child who'd already obviously is sleeping around, who don't know her left from her right, and you throw her into another situation where she's just going to do what she know how to do. Let me tell you something. And I had this experience with somebody else that I know. Children don't teach themselves. A 5-year-old can't teach you how to be a 20-year-old. You know, they only know what they know. And if you're going to leave it to their own vices, then guess what happens? Disaster. That's what happens. And that's exactly what happened. So now the younger sister got 2 kids, and one of those kids ended up being raped where she lived and now is pregnant. And then the younger sister turns around and does the exact same thing to her own daughter. Her daughter told her, Mom, the guy in the building raped me. The mom's like, shut up, you a damn liar, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now what type of pattern do you see going on here? You got the older sister who was molested, nothing happened. You got the younger sister who was raped, molested, out there just being, promiscuous, got 2 kids, nothing happened. And now her daughter, raped, whatever. Nothing happened. So you got this history of nothing ever happening. And people are still trying to figure out, well, I gave you what you needed. Why are you broken? I gave you what you needed. Why are you still acting like a fool? Because you didn't give me nothing. That's what Iyanla asked the girl. She asked the older sister, Barbara. She's like, what did you do for her? What did you teach her? And she was just like, well, I didn't teach her. I didn't do anything. Well, exactly. You didn't do nothing. That is why we have the situation that we have. And you can ask the same question to the younger sister, Geneva. What did you do? What did you teach your child? And the answer would probably have been absolutely nothing. And what is this young girl, Antoinette, going to end up teaching her kids if this pattern doesn't stop? More than likely, more of the same thing. Nothing. So, like I said, these type of shows piss me off because I don't get it. And the part that's even more frustrating is when people, like Iyanla said, you're just defending yourself. You make everything about you. This woman is telling you she was hurt, she had dreams, she had aspirations, and all you can hear is, it's my fault. Yeah, it is your fault. Let's just keep it real. It is your fault. Is it all your fault? No, because at some point you grow up and you have to become responsible for your own life. But in a sense, we all have something that has happened in our life where we're like, if this person would have just been this or that or more of this or less of that, I could have been this or that or whatever. We all have that. We all say, well, I wish my mom wasn't so this or that, and then maybe I wouldn't have turned out like this or that. We all have that. But at some point, you got to become a big girl, and you have to, put your big girl pants on and be like, you know what? I know this was screwed up in my life. I know I got screwed over. I know that nothing was right for me. But, in the same token, I have to own up for my own life. Because now I'm not a child. Now I'm not now I'm an adult. And I got many, many, many examples out there that I can look at. And I got many things out there where I can go and get help. And I got many avenues and resources that I can plug in and find out that even if you didn't know at the time, but now I can see that's not right. That should not have happened to me. How can I fix this problem? Now I get it. Not everybody is strong enough to do that and make that own, distinction in their head. But that ain't the story for everybody, because a lot of these women on the show, they said, I know that was wrong. I know that was wrong. So then at that point, not to jump off the subject, but when I see the show with Iyanla, and because it happens all so quick, there's still a lot of hurt and damaged lives out there. But I think if we can learn anything from this particular show, especially being a woman, raising younger women, whether those be your children, your nieces, whatever, it is our responsibility to help these young girls grow up to be wise, smart, independent women. And I say that because if we don't do, So to wrap up, we as older women need to be teaching these younger girls how to be strong, independent women so that they can grow up and be a contribution to society and not continues to repeat destructive patterns. And I truly believe that Iyanla is doing an excellent job with the show that she is doing, because even though she's not solving all the problems in that short amount of time, she is tapping into what the deep-rooted problem is. And I just think, once again, we just need to be those mothers, those sisters, those mentors to these younger women so that they can grow up and have someone that can inspire them to do great things.